January 6th insurrection is planning to meet in Speaker Pelosi's office to discuss strategy going forward. Joining us now, CNN legal analyst Ellie Hoenig. He's a former state and federal prosecutor. Ellie, the big question is, will they issue subpoenas and for whom?
John, there is a huge legal battle brewing right now on Capitol Hill, and there will be subpoenas. First of all, the chair of the January 6th Select Committee, Representative Benny Thompson, has told us anybody who had a conversation with the White House and officials in the White House while the invasion of the Capitol was going on is directly in the investigative sites of the committee, and I have no reluctance whatsoever in issuing subpoenas for information. So who could be receiving these perhaps unwanted subpoenas? Well, if you want to know what happened in the White House on January 6th, the logical place to start is this guy, the former president, Donald Trump. Will Congress want the political circus that goes along with subpoenaing Donald Trump? We shall see. I think you're also going to want to subpoena Mark Meadows, chief of staff, Jared Kushner, senior advisor. We know they were in contact with Trump throughout January 6th. Also, interestingly, a member of the House himself, a powerful member, Kevin McCarthy. We know he had a crucial conversation during January 6th when he asked Donald Trump to call him off, and Donald Trump lashed out at McCarthy. And we learned this week, Jim Jordan also had a conversation with Donald Trump on January 6th. Any or all of these folks could receive subpoenas. I have a gut instinct they're not going to be super happy about it.
Well, they may be even less than unhappy about it, or more unhappy than just being unhappy. They may not comply.
Exactly.
What happens then?
So Congress really has three options. First of all, they can vote to hold somebody in contempt. Now, in recent years, that's really just been sort of a tisk-tisk slap on the wrist. We've seen William Barr, Wilbur Ross, both held in contempt in 2019. Going back a little bit, Attorney General Eric Holder. Nothing further happened. DOJ theoretically could investigate, but really contempt has just become a symbolic thing. Historically, Congress has had its own inherent enforcement power. They'd send out the old sergeant of arms. He'd throw him in the old prison near the Capitol. That hasn't happened in over 80 years. We're not going to see the sergeant at arms putting handcuffs on Kevin McCarthy. The realistic option here, John, is they can go to the courts. They can file a lawsuit to force these people to testify. And then if they don't, you could have a real criminal issue. Don McGahn is a case in point of what should not happen. It took over 2 years of legal battles. Jerry Nadler took 4 months to even go to court. McGahn fought it. It dragged out forever. So the House needs to do better here. They need to move more quickly. And our courts need to move more quickly if we get this kind of battle.
There is an interim measure here, and you mentioned it briefly. The Department of Justice in the past hasn't become involved on these contempt citations, but they could.
Yeah.
I mean, Merrick Garland could get involved here if he wanted.
Absolutely. It'll be his choice. Of course, in the past, the people being held in contempt, Barr and Holder, happened to be in charge of DOJ.
Look, Mo Brooks, a lot has been made of the fact that Mo Brooks has said that he was wearing body armor underneath that windbreaker and whatnot the day of the Capitol insurrection. Now, I want to know, Mo Brooks was at the baseball practice that got shot up and Scalise got injured, says he has worn body armor in public some since then because of threats on his life. But there are those who look at this and say, hey, if he was wearing body armor there, that indicates that he didn't think this was just a peaceful protest. It may somehow impact his legal defense in the Swalwell case. What gives?
So he could get a subpoena as well. And I think one question for him is, what led you to wear body armor in this case? How often did you do it? He had some legitimate reason given his past experience. Did you have specific information about what was going to happen this day that led you to wear body armor? Also importantly, the Justice Department decided this week they will not be representing Mo Brooks in that lawsuit, meaning in DOJ's opinion, he was not acting within his